Morning, children. I've come to see how my cows are, other than very dirty. Well behaved. I think there is one to push through, that is it. And then I think they can all go through into the main herd later on today. If anything, just for the room. Ladies. I don't know how I'd scrape in there. That's the only issue. I can see how, with regular use, how you would. But right now, the second, I can't see how you'd get in there and scrape if they were living in there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they need to come out for me to be able to go in. And also, I need to be able to get the solas in. Because usually it lives in here, doesn't it? It's daring to open a gate in front of these bloody things. That is hilarious. We emptied the troughs yesterday. And Roy's left the key on. Obviously, we were in a rush to get back. Because these cows are coming. And these guys have managed to. I think he literally just thought, I'll pick it up in a little while. This lives in here. So I have just finished. Right, the girls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end their diversion. I'm not going to push them all through. I'm going to end their diversion. Then when they go through the robot, they get sent out into the main shed instead of into this one. Wonky Face is going to have her AI. So the lovely gentleman is here. And we are going to go and service her together. What? No, not on this channel, silly. I'm going on the hunt for Wonky Face.
Are you going to turn those two off separation?
Yes.
What? I'm going to burn 63 animals going yesterday.
Do 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 do. Wonky Face doesn't even need a pen. She just stands there. So these are the heifers that we've just got compared to the cows. Can you see how much growing they've got to do? Like this little thing here. Like there's a world of difference, isn't there? They're just young, and I think with Jerseys as well, they're calved quite young. So they've got a lot of growing to do yet. So the computer's just flagged up one of the cows that we brought in yesterday and said she's got a bit of a sick chance, so I'm just checking her out. 907, I called it Iris just because it said put a name in, so I put names in. It's this one here. Now she is one of the skinniest, I would say. Not that these cows aren't fat, they are fat. And these ones next to them, they're definitely on the chodder side now. We've beefed them up somewhat. She's eating, she's licking her friend's ear. She looks all right. Her temperature's 37.4, so it's all right. She's been milked, she's not warm. None of the quarters feel hard and all the milk looks fine, so there's no risk of mastitis that I'm thinking. So I'm just going to keep an eye on her, but it just shows how useful the bloody computer is at flagging things up. But these girls, early days, are fitting in quite nicely. I really need to go and get some more wellies. Obviously I didn't do it the other day, and yes, I am still getting a wet foot. If you ever need me in the future, you will find me fraternising with tiny baby Jersheys. Wow. To be fair, they're not actually that tiny, but they're smaller than a cow. These are my heifers. These are my heifers. I'm about to get jumped on, I can see it. Very tiny Jersheys. Well, you're quite big, actually. I've got some smaller ones. There is a tiny one over there, but it won't come near me yet. We're going to make friends. I see this as a challenge. Wow, that is a pile of feed. We just had some blend blown in. That's 6 ton. Look at that. Look at that. I had like under there somewhere. Can you see some railway sleepers? Like I expected it to fit behind. Not like it's like an avalanche of feed. This is crazy. So this is just a cheap blend from Cars. I don't know if it is cheap, but like that was what I requested. Can I have a cheap blend? And it's barley based with some nuts in. Because we couldn't get hold of any uncrushed barley to crush ourselves. So we've gone for this is like a rolled barley with pencils, so you'd call them in. So that's what it looks like. So this is just to put a shine on some cattle we're going to get rid of. So it's the last few to get rid of before we've fully transitioned over into dairy. But yeah, this is just to put a bit of a back in him, a bit of shine on him, and push him on that last little bit. That's a lot of feed. So these are my new in-calf heifers. Hello, ladies. I wouldn't itch on there if I were you. Like I'm on it. Like 3 phases is not exactly what you want to be messing with. They are a joy already. I already love them. Even like Honey McDevilhorns. I even love her because I just think she's quirky. How are you coping? You've wrecked my house. How have you done this? So in years gone by, Sheila had polytunnel here and it was all had like teram under it, but the pigs are discovering the teram and just pulling it up bit by bit, which is slightly annoying, really, you naughty things. So me and Roy have just been in that building next door. We were just tagging a calf. Oh, look at them. They found each other. So these are the dry cows out in the field that have come wandering up, and these are the heifers that are in the field. I mean, if you look here, that there is bigger than the milking cow, this heifer. Like, these are some sizable little ladies. Like, there are some big girls in here. They are absolutely adorable. Adorable. So as you know, the other day, Roy sold my S250 Beast from under me. Actually not very happy about it at all, but I understand that it was money that we couldn't turn down. Although actually not impressed at all about having to let it go. I feel much more confident driving that one. This one's a lot smaller. It's a lot more prone to tipping over, but I understand it's a lot more nimble. And you'll see when we go in the what is now dry cow shed with the heifers at the back, you could turn in the passageway without knocking the trough and stuff, because it is actually a lot smaller of a machine when you compare them side by side. Now, won't be able to dig silage out with this because it didn't have the scissor lift. It just has that one arm that goes up, whereas the other one had the lift that kind of, you know what I mean, rose up. So it's just a different machine altogether. Now, the S250 lifted the same weight as the Merlot, but obviously it didn't lift it as far. It wasn't bad, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't bad at all. It had a good reach, but the Merlot had obviously the 6 metre boom on it. But then again, anything at that weight, by the time you got it 6 metres out, it's not going to, it just is, horses for courses, and they're very different machines. This one is a lot smaller. Now, I have never really driven this at any length. I've only ever really jumped on it when I've needed to, or to move it for Roy. When we were at Roy's dad's house, Roy did all of the bobcat work and I did the gate opening, the moving the cows, strawing out, that kind of thing. It's just the way it always used to be, not anymore. here I did a lot of bobcat work, so I'm a lot more used to the other one. The other one was worse on tyres, I will say that, a lot worse. It was really, really heavy, and it was more expensive to shoe as well. These you can get them for 100 quid a like a corner, which is absolutely ideal. Yeah, I think I understand the decision, and it is the right decision to make. However, and this one actually is a better machine. It's done a lot less hours. It's been seen a lot less hardship. But, yeah, I don't like change. I just don't like change. And I quite liked the bobcat itself. Didn't like it in winter, mind you. Also with this one, I don't like the dimensions of getting on and off as much as the other one. Can you see how these buckets have got little steps on top with holes in? That's because you need to step on the bucket to be able to step up. And putting the levers down's hard work as well. Just like the length between you and the step is just a lot different on this one. This is your favourite one out of the two though, isn't it? Still nothing. Yeah, there you go, Roy spoke. But yeah, Roy's driven this a lot more than me, but it will be more handy in the sheds, I suppose, here. That low loader trailer is worth its weight in gold, though. It is good. Like Roy just said, though, like many a time at the garage when they were younger, Big Ray get a phone call and Maureen would get rung and get told, come on, bring that car down to the garage, get your stuff out of it, I've sold it. Like, if someone wants to buy something, that's the time to sell it, isn't it? So yeah, like, obviously I'm not whinging. We have to, we're spoiled, we know that. But I did prefer the other one. You couldn't put a shear grab on this one, and it doesn't have, it does say it has high flow hydraulics. I don't think it's got high flow, but I didn't think it did. Do you know what? I might be wrong. Just because it doesn't say it on the side of it. I was always under the impression this one didn't have a high flow pump on and the other one did. The Bobcat was really good at grabbing silage. It just do that. Not that we use the Merlot because it's that bloody high up now. But yeah. I could be totally wrong. That bucket is going to look ridiculous on that Bobcat. That looks stupid. So I have just tipped out of the trough all the silage that had gone off because obviously we hadn't used the shed. That big Bobcat filled this entire space. So we'll see how this one does. Yeah, we're both running around looking for 925. There she is. Get off. Oh, you little... Get off. Don't take a full brew in the Merlot and drive down the yard. Just for future reference, or anyone that's thinking of doing it. I now have it all down my sleeve and it's really hot. I have a sore throat and I have to go and do a fun run with a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. I don't know whose idea this was. Come on, Roo! Go lad. Come on, Roo! Well done! So yesterday I put a TikTok on it for cows arriving, and I had 2 comments on it already that say the cows are really skinny and basically, oh, what a shame, cruelty cases, that kind of shit. So these are the in-calf heifers. This is what the cows that have just calved would have looked like. So these cows here, I'll show you the comments. No hate towards people, they obviously just don't know. And it's taken me some getting my head around, if I'm perfectly honest, because we are used to fat cows. That is what we did. We put weight on cows. Anywho, these are the in-calf heifers. These have not had a calf before. Can you see they've not got a collar on? These girls here are the dry cows. These are actual cows, a lot of these have had calves, they've been milking, and they're in their dry period. Later on they'll be calving, but none of these this next month at all. That's why they're outside. And you can see how healthy they look, how fat, especially you. So I'm about to straw out. Roy's just put the straw in. So we have 4 dry cows in here. They are not due, to be perfectly honest, anytime soon. They're just in to get the cow nuts. Look at this. We've not made friends yet. Don't knock her out of there. Hi, I don't want you. Hi, how are you? Not made friends yet. So out of the ones that have come, one of the heifers we have already need to put, sorry, I'm just watching one of the calves trying to escape. Oh, that's naughty. One of the heifers we've already needed to go and get a nose ring, so she's in the back on her own because she goes round and she sucks off all the rest of the cows, which is a really bad thing. So if you imagine a baby sucking, milk from its mother, they're quite gentle, they've got no teeth, that kind of thing. And then now if you imagine a 35-year-old man sucking, or a woman, either or, it doesn't matter, that wasn't the point. It's a different thing altogether, and you can damage the udder. So, and not only that, they're nicking the milk that we want. That's the point of it. So yeah, we need that stopped. We also had a lot of cows with nose rings in, but these guys seem to be pretty naughty. I don't like to admit that Roy's right a lot of the time. He's probably right about that bobcat. What a racket.
My shows, says he'd rather drink a beer and go hang out with those losers he calls friends. Last week when he asked me out on a date, forgot to mention I had to pay. Money ain't the only thing that he won't spend. Then he starts working his old charms while texting with my best friend, and off go the alarms. More trouble than he's worth. More trouble than he's worth. And irreconcilable differences that ain't that we can make it work. He's just more trouble than he's worth. More trouble than he's worth. Yeah.
So we're about to PD all these heifers. I've just opened the gate and do you know what? They're just ramming on in. This is a miracle. Come on, girls. Go on, you lot. Do not go in the opposite direction. Come on, before they start going backwards. Get on. Go on. Woo. That made me nervous. Well. Go on, girls.
And off go the alarms. More
So all these here are in-calf heifers. Don't get stuck in them. Come on, girls. Squash one. Back up. Come. So these should all be in calf. They should all be pregnant. They should all be having babies. So we're getting John, the guy who scans for us, has done for years, absolutely brilliant guy. He's going to come and he's going to scan them all. He's going to give us a rough date, whether or not they're in calf, one thing, but a rough date to know when to expect them. And then what I'll do is I'll assign them all collars. I won't put them on because I know that would be a silly thing to do maybe. Assign them all collars, get them on the computer, and then we can get the records straight and we can know when they're due to calve. Yes, what do you think? Because they'll be coming in a month before the calf to get the cow nuts. I have learnt one thing. With the jerseys, always put the lock on.
Then he takes me in his arms.
They've got an hour left before John comes, but Anna's got a piano lesson, so I need to go and do that. Obviously, mum duties, so it's best to get them in now. We have had cattle stuck in these before. We actually have from IAE like some flappy rubber things to go in the middle of them. We just haven't put them on yet, so we're just being extra careful. Okay, ladies. So John has some goggles on his head. He has an iPad as well, but he don't really get it out for us because we don't really need to see. And he sticks his hand up their bottom, runs it over the top of the uterus, and he shows him an image. So this is the last one. Obviously the one that misbehaves. And the verdict is?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, so that's, I don't even know how many we've just done. One out of all of them isn't, which is a good result. Come on, lads. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh no, look at them all. Go on, kids. Go on, girl. Mountain ears up here. Go on, everyone down. You don't want you up here, you could end up with Harrison Garden. Come on now.